Welcome to a Business Growth Mindset podcast. I'm Kristian Livolsi, and I am incredibly grateful to be here today and share this episode with you. My purpose is to change the world one person at a time so that I can help them become the very best version of themselves. So to all the business owners, entrepreneurs, the crazy ones, the believers, the doers, the clever makers, the action takers, and everybody else in between, this podcast was designed for you. There has been so much written about how to write goals and how to be smart. It seriously makes me angry to think something so simple is so grossly undervalued by so many. No wonder why people's self-confidence, prosperity, self-worth, and value are diminished. People without goals rarely, if ever, achieve their vision. I recall Steve Jobs' commencement speech at Stanford University, where he explained the importance that he placed on thinking about death during life. And he said, "Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life." Now, how powerful is that? If you have no goals, start to think about your legacy and turn that legacy into goals and chase those goals with everything that you have, because time is limited and irreplaceable. Now, we all know that some people are blessed with that golden touch. How many of those stories do we hear? But for most, it was never the golden touch. It was a clear vision, a set of goals, and a shitload of perseverance. Today, we are going to explore the secrets that I have uncovered about goals and how you can leverage their power to build your self-confidence, increase your productivity, and become more valuable. If this is your very first time visiting my channel or listening to my content, make sure you subscribe by clicking the subscribe button now, as well as activating the notification alerts. Otherwise, you're likely to miss future episodes. So stick around, listen up, and let's see how many secrets I can share with you that you can use to change your life or the life of someone you know. Before we get started, I want to thank you for the incredible response to my show, and I would like to thank you for your time, feedback, and your reviews. Last week, I focused on who are you? An insight into purpose, leadership, and bravery. Now, if you missed that, I suggest that you go back and listen to it, because it may support today's episode on goals. Why do goals work? This is a question that has been answered over and over and over again, but why? Well, the simple truth, without the BS, is focus. Goals provide you and others with focus. If you have no destination in mind, then sailing out from the port can be pretty risky, don't you think? How much fuel do I need? How many supplies will it take for us not to go hungry? And how will my crew know when they'll be home to see their families again? Now, for those Christopher Columbuses out there, I'm not trying to take the unknown adventure away from the explorers and inventors and creative types. But let me be very, very clear. The explorers, the inventors, and creative types, particularly the most famous and successful, had an end in mind before they began. They had focus. Stephen Covey said, "To begin with the end in mind means starting with a clear understanding of your destination." And I love that quote. As a leader, it is important to know where you are going. But by doing so, you are better able to understand where you are now. When you are aware of both where you are and where you want to be, the steps you take to reach your destination will always move you in the right direction. I spend a lot of time talking about the journey rather than the destination. Everything we do in life is part of the journey, but along the way, you have certain destinations. If life is a journey from A to Z, you have to go through every letter of the alphabet in order to get to the final destination. Each one of the letters you pass along the way is a destination of its own. This doesn't mean that life is about those destinations. Life is about the journey and about how you move from one point to the next. Leadership is the same. You cannot lead people if you don't have a vision. Transforming that vision into reality is your leadership journey. People cannot help you on your journey if you don't have goals and milestones for them to work towards. In this context, the destinations are the goals or milestones you wish to achieve. This is a central part of empowering your teams. You have to give people something to look to and something to achieve. Otherwise, they have nothing to aim for. And so, although the focus is the journey, you always need to have a destination in mind. If you're shooting for the moon, it is important that you plan your homecoming first. Does this mean that you're celebrating victory before you've even begun the journey? Essentially, yes, but that celebration isn't about false optimism. It's about realism. If you want people to come with you on your journey, you need to find ways to motivate them. Once you have articulated your vision, you need to put the SMART system in place. Making your goals specific, measurable, achievable, results-orientated, and time-framed is a well-known method of ensuring that they can be met in principle. But what does it mean in practice? Everyone can have a specific goal. That's the easy part. Make it measurable and achievable is where people get it wrong. Now, this is because many people do not understand what to measure and how to measure it. And if you don't know what you're measuring, how can you achieve it? How do you know what the results are meant to be? And what is the time frame that you are working towards? To give you an example, one of our media agency clients wanted their team to take over the running of their Instagram account. Now, there was a burning desire to bring this in-house for multiple reasons, which I strategically thought was ideal. They started off really, really well, but soon began to post less and less and less frequently. And the posts were great, but they couldn't measure their success, so they began to lose focus and interest. They could measure the metrics, but without being able to measure their success, they couldn't see the results in any meaningful way, or at least in a way they understood. So our team suggested to the client that they should run a promotion offering customers $5 pints on a Tuesday afternoon between a specific time. Instantly, the goal became SMART. We got their team to get creative, and they made a 6-second video and uploaded it to Instagram. Now, this exercise took a few goes, but they had fun and it got them re-engaged. The magic came next. The first day of the promotion, 47 people came in between 3 and 5 p.m. that Tuesday to drink $5 pints. This meant the team could instantly measure their success, and this is where great leadership becomes exciting. It is all about how you put the principles of leadership into practice, but also how you use goals to generate achievement and continuous engagement. By having a clear vision, you develop an understanding of how to set realistic goals. By setting realistic goals, you inspire people to achieve them. Your people may have great intentions, but without your guidance, they can quickly lose faith in their ability to affect positive change within your organization. Show people the way, give them something to aim for, and not only does the moon become an achievable destination, but the homecoming victory can be shared by everyone, because each member of your team will recognize the part they played in making your vision a reality. This leads me into some specific secrets, and the first is that goals are a mechanism for us to achieve our purpose. They give your focus, they guide your focus. You naturally direct yourself to the next step And this leads you into the right direction that creates action. And this is where your behaviors begin to follow. Your body follows your mind. Goals align your focus with behavior. When I make this point, there is always a handful of people that ask how. Well, this is where feedback mechanisms come into practice. If you want to achieve your goals, you need to know how you're tracking, and feedback is a critical process in that journey. Then comes the why. Now, this one is easy. The actions you take or avoid offer you clues about your values, beliefs, and it can uncover challenges and opportunities, strengths and weaknesses, which allow you to reset your goal and subsequently your focus. Goals trigger actionable behavior in humans. If they are clear and compelling, they can mobilize many people. A primary function of responsible leadership is to have others follow you voluntarily. For this to happen, you must influence behavior and give people a reason to follow you. Once your people have purpose through your vision, providing them with goals will direct them and help them achieve through actionable behavior. Momentum is something I attribute to goals. If you want to build massive momentum, give people something to achieve and make it attainable. Why, you may ask? Achievement is addictive, and not just in top performers. The top performers who are self-driven and motivated get a buzz from achievement. But the followers, the people that often do the heavy lifting, the ones that are being mobilized by purpose, vision, and goals, they love rewards. And rewards release mega amounts of dopamine, and this creates a snowball effect, and this is momentum. Have you ever said to yourself, I'm on a roll? This is momentum. Too often, people say to me, I can't do it. And I ask why. I don't know, Kristian. I just can't. So I ask them what their purpose is, and almost always they don't have one. I don't end it there because I genuinely care about people and I want them to have deeper meaning for their life. So I follow it up with, well, you have goals, right? And this is the point of the blank look or the glossy aspirational goal that is so far from achievable, you know it serves only as a demotivator. Now, let me be very, very clear with you. Goals promote self-mastery. Goals build character. Actually achieving goals and achieving anything for that matter builds character. Winning or losing, if you're aiming for something and you try to get there, it builds character. Unearthing and identifying what's important to you is the process of uncovering your purpose and establishing goals to achieve. However, the ability to pursue your goals is the real moneymaker because it builds your self-worth and increases your value. If you want me to take a deeper dive into focus and taking action, then comment below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscribe button now. Now, I briefly touched on setting SMART goals earlier, and I am not going to bore you with the process, as you can do a simple Google search that will provide you with much more information than I can give you in today's episode. What's important, however, is the 5 secrets that make up the SMART system. Your goal must be very specific. It must be measurable. It must be achievable. It must be result orientated, and it absolutely needs to be time framed. Now, you're probably thinking, nice secrets, Kristian, and thanks for repeating what you said earlier. And you're also stating the obvious. Please don't be foolish. Keep listening, because despite having heard of SMART goals, most people have never written one and failed for as much of a simple reason as that. The secret, ladies and gentlemen, is being very specific with any one of your goals that you write. Your goals cannot be vague. You must first learn the difference between a dream and a goal. If I waged a bet of $100 for every time I heard someone tell me their goal was to become a millionaire, I would now be a billionaire. The result of such a vague goal is too often, the failure. However, for those that understand the system and learn to be specific, having a goal such as I will generate $100,000 per month over the next 12 months, will help them stay on course and build micro goals to help them achieve this outcome. Once you've set your SMART goal and have a laser-like focus on achieving it, it's important to have daily goals that move you towards the big goal. You can achieve this by reverse engineering your goal. This means breaking down everything that you must do for you to achieve the desired outcome. Start with the capabilities and resource analysis, and then do a SWOT. These activities will spell out quickly what you need. Every day, you must take action and achieve something specific that helps you move closer to that original goal. This is much more specific than a daily task. Don't get caught up in the baseline actions of each day, otherwise you will get consumed by it. You must become obsessed and allocate specific time each day to take action on the sub-goals that make up your primary specific goal. Remember, every day is another opportunity to move closer to your specific goal, so don't waste it. The following secret to goal setting is one I learned early on in my life, and it has served me really well because it gave me a 360 approach. When you create your goals, establish them within the most important categories of your life. Now, for me, they are health, personal, wealth, and growth. Nothing is created equal, so don't try and find a balance of goals to fill each category. Everyone has different ambitions and different needs. The category that I have continuously failed at is health, and it's the category I spend the least amount of time in, and particularly nurturing it. Every time I evaluate, plan, and take action, my other goals from other categories dominate and gravitate me away. Now, I'm desperately working on this area right now, but at the expense of the other categories. But this was a decision I had to make because without health, you can't have the rest. Many people believe that verbalizing your goals publicly will increase the chance of that goal succeeding. And this is total BS. It has been discovered that this habit creates an unconscious payoff, tricking the brain into thinking that you have already accomplished the goal. There is value in keeping some things a secret. Goals don't always need to be broadcasted unless you need the buy-in from others. If this is a personal goal, invest the time into preparing and visualizing how you will achieve the goal rather than verbalizing it. Also, be a team player. This is a big unknown secret, but by helping others achieve their goals, it will serve you in achieving your own. Watching the process that others undertake and sharing your secrets will help others uncover many unknown, unspoken problems and opportunities, which you can use to advance and grow towards achieving your goals. Having a growth mindset is the belief that an individual's most basic abilities and skills can be developed through dedication and hard work. This is one of the most valuable skills that you can develop for your professional and personal life. When it comes to secrets about goals and how you can leverage their power to build your self-confidence, increase your productivity, and become more valuable, a growth mindset is the one that will not only help you define your goals, but realize them. Your ability to believe and take action will help you see challenges as opportunities. And those with a growth mindset are obsessed with making things happen and are bound by time. If I haven't made this crystal clear, please align your goals with your purpose and your vision. Because when you take the time to focus on yourself and develop your self-awareness, you can begin to uncover your purpose and your vision more clearly. Once you understand these, it is much easier to set the right goals to help you achieve your desired outcomes. Even if you have experienced failure in the past, having the right goals can help you repair the damage that has been done, regardless of the circumstances around your failure, whether it's the wrong goals, a lack of process, an incorrect procedure, or macro and environmental factors. To summarize, there are many secrets that I have shared with you about goals and how to leverage their power. However, here are a few simplified considerations for you to take away. Be specific. Distinguish between goals and aspirations. Ensure your goals are not too easy or too challenging. Ensure your goals are based on your beliefs rather than on what you think you should be doing. Develop the skills, or develop the right skills and the right mindset to achieve your goals. Align your goals with your purpose and your vision. Ensure that you are on the right path to be able to achieve your goals. Make sure your goals can be actioned. There's no point in having goals if you're not going to do anything about them. Share your goals with others. If your team don't know what you are trying to achieve, it's going to be much harder to get them to, or get them to where you want to go. But remember, some personal goals are best kept secret. And finally, become obsessed with your goals. None of this is easy. It is hardly surprising that many people struggle to set goals at all, or that if they do, then they get it wrong. It doesn't have to be that way though. One of the greatest ways of ensuring that you are setting the right goals is to seek help and advice. The truth is that many businesses face the same problems, and the wider the circle of people that you can discuss your situation with, the more likely you are to find the solutions that fit your needs. These are tried and tested methods that you can put into place in order to uncover your purpose, fine-tune your vision, and define your goals. This is where it becomes important to seek the help of an experienced advisor. There are a number of ways that you can access support and advice. You can join networking groups and online forums. You can engage a business coach and a mentor, or take part in workshops and masterclasses. As an expert growth advisor, I offer my clients valuable insights and provide an objective view of exactly where my clients are in their business and what they can do to achieve the growth they desire. When you are deeply involved with something, as is the case for all business leaders, it can be difficult to see the wood for the trees. Now, this means that getting an outside perspective is invaluable if you are going to find your way through the other side in the most efficient and rewarding way. We are always open for business, and we are continuously searching for dream clients to add to our network. If this is you and you are in need of a health checkup, a new strategy, or a sounding board, reach out to one of my team and book a discovery call. You'll find the link in the show notes above and below. If you love today's podcast and are enjoying the series, please take a minute to rate it and provide a review. This helps others know the content I am sharing is valuable, but also inspires me to share more content with you. If you have any topics that you would like me to share on future podcasts, please send me an email to hello@businessgrowthmindset.com. From all of us, keep safe, maintain your distance, please don't hoard, wash your hands often, and most important of all, use the digital tools that you have available to stay connected with people that matter the most to you. Please take care during this time, be kind, be compassionate, and be considerate. And as always, live with purpose.